What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Flash video. So Flash was really good this week, and had it not been for Arrow, it would have been the best CW episode this week. But Arrow had the best episode in a very long time here with the Prison Break. And sadly, we had to say goodbye to quite a few characters. Cody Rhodes has departed, but we've got Elite Wrestling coming out next year, so we're going to get more Cody Rhodes, and also, you know, he's on the Elite YouTube channel as well. But we have got this episode here, which I absolutely loved. Now, there were faults with it. The storyline with the Weather Witch being the Weather Wizard's daughter, and it just felt a bit rushed and a bit rubbish. We could have done a lot more with it. We could have delved a lot more into the psyche of the Weather Wizard Rogue himself and learnt more about him, and really have a really good kind of episode where Barry has to team up with a rogue to stop the rogue's daughter. But because we're having a storyline with a daughter of the Speedster himself at the moment, the whole episode felt very busy, and there was a lot going on. We couldn't delve into the core issue that much. And to be honest, if we didn't have the cicada going on, which again, that's all about fathers and daughters. Again, Flash and XS, father and daughter. But so I know cicada's not the father and daughter, but it's still the same kind of story. And then we've also got the storyline of the wizarding weather people, and you could have told a lot more of the story if you didn't focus on like the Thanksgiving thing and things like that. You could have really told the three different stories of fathers and daughters together, and it really does feel like they missed a beat with that. They missed a trick with delving more into the writing. I think that's more typical. It's very much a casual show. It's not meant to be kind of thinking and things like that, and I think they could have done a lot more with that, in my opinion. But we got the origin of Cicada, which is pretty much what I predicted. Although I'm surprised he's not the proper father of this girl who's in hospital at the moment. But I love the fact he was just like told not to come back, and then he came back, and because CCPD, well, Barry Allen himself is sniffing around. But you'd think he'd have learned his lesson from season 4, where he was sniffing around the Thinker, and then the Thinker put a complaint in, and he was just like that Pokemon meme where it's just Pikachu like shocked. And it's happening again, and it just doesn't really feel like there's much character development there. Maybe he doesn't think that Cicada is much of a threat to his personal life. I guess that might be a good point there. But we've got Cicada's origin, and it was a piece of the shrapnel fell into his chest. The doctor saved him, and well, he had enough of metas. He'd finally got some redemption. He was having a relationship with his relative that he'd taken in, and then she was struck down by the calls of metas, and he would have seen the Flash and XS on the news stop saving the day, but the Thinker caused the problem, and then he saw the character we had from episode 1. So he's not been doing this that long. He's not been stopping metas for a long time. All the metas that he's taken down so far are the ones we've seen, and that's it. So he's not that experienced, but I did love the fact that when he finally tapped into that anger, the weird sort of dagger thing came to him. So it came into him, stabbed him, and it's become part of him. So I would question the fact, does he have some sort of meta powers himself? Because it is part of him. Maybe it changed part of his DNA or something like that. Maybe he does actually have the meta gene. But the meta technology was explained a lot more in this, or we saw more of it at least in this episode. We saw Spiral. Now we see the Weather Witch with her dark energy, sort of. I'm not really sure, weather vane. I'm not sure if that's the right term, but I did love the Twister reference when Cisco was like, we've got Helen Hunt. And I have to say, if you haven't seen Twister, it's a pretty sick movie. It's about storm chasers. I did like that weaving in there. Now, her motive for killing her father, I don't get it. I don't understand why she wanted to kill her dad just because he's been in prison. Like, it's not his, well, it is his fault, but he was away, and surely she would want to reconcile with him. Personally, I think it would have been more of an interesting story if they actually teamed up and committed crimes together, because then you've got the opposite of Barry and XS, where they're teaming up to save the day. These two just want to cause havoc and bond through crime, but whatever. again, I guess the writing doesn't want to go delve too much into it. It just wants to tell plot beats and not delve too much into the psychology of the characters. But I did enjoy it nonetheless. It was a very, very good episode. I like the origin of Cicada there. One thing which is really big here is the fact that, well, the singularity had changed. We know that Barry didn't... It wasn't just Barry who risked and sacrificed. Ronnie saved himself, or kind of saved the world with the singularity. And also, there's been other times when Barry has actually went to sacrifice himself, which they don't say in the Flash Museum. So the Flash Museum is sort of fake news in a way. It doesn't have too much in the way of fact. And a lot of it is actually incorrect, which is where XS would probably got a lot of her knowledge. She said that she used to live there, kind of go there quite a lot, and look at all the exhibits and learn about her father, who she never actually met. But here, she is getting the wrong Barry. So it's maybe, in a way, it's smart that she has actually come back, because she's learning the real truth, and she's learned about Iris as well, that she's not all bad. Well, tell that to the Flash TV Reddit. However, we have an interesting idea. So Barry will sacrifice himself in the future. We know that. She, in this episode, pleaded with him to not be the Flash, so he doesn't sacrifice himself. Now, she is a girl out of time. If she sacrifices herself now, she's in the future. So she's kind of... What would happen here is she was born after this event happened. So, in that regard, we could actually have her save the day, save her father, and the future is rewritten. But that involves another story of the future being rewritten, or the past, in this instance, being rewritten. So I have a feeling that she will sacrifice herself at some point to save the day. And it won't actually... Well, she will still exist. She needs Barry to exist in this timeline for her to exist as well. So I reckon there's going to be some kind of time tomfoolery happening soon. However, I enjoyed the episode. It was pretty good, to be honest. I didn't like the B story about the Thanksgiving with the council of, well, emos. It was crap. But that is it for this video. Please drop a like. Please do subscribe. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.